Huh? Swans.
Okay, listen to me. Okay, don't judge me.
Okay.
I have a theory. See, we have to find a name for our watchers. And it's F1 plus fans. So can we call them Fwans?
Fwans.
Yeah, Fwans.
Hey, Fwans. How you guys doing? Welcome to the Australian GP race recap.
Yeah, welcome back here, Kenyan F1 fans. We are in Australia, where we haven't been for 2 whole years because of COVID.
Are you seeing the setup?
Australia? I know, we're in a different place.
You see, we're doing better, man, right? And what an amazing race it was.
I know. The track has been changed, like they've changed a lot of corners and stuff like that, to widen them, to improve racing, and yeah, it was a treat.
It made for such good racing. That was one of the most exciting Formula One races I've watched in such a long time.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of the junior formulas, like the Formula 2, the Formula Renault, and all those things. All the cars just following each other, everybody diving in, late braking, DRS, all that goodness. Such a good race, man.
Freaking 4 DRS zones.
4 DRS zones.
Like,
what a race that was.
Opportunities to overtake everywhere. Normally, Australia, I think, normally has races where there's such few overtakes, but today there were so many.
And we loved it so much. And apart from the overtakes, there's been such, it was such an amazing race because, wow, did you see Ferrari again?
I know.
They did it again.
Leclerc and Ferrari are freaking dominating.
That was an amazing performance by Ferrari.
He was so far ahead.
He was on pole?
Alone, yeah. He was on pole as well.
And this kind of harks back to like the kind of the DAS era of the Mercedes.
Oh yeah.
Where this guy was just dominating. Like Red Bull had no answer for Ferrari. Mercedes, of course, were back struggling to catch up with Red Bull. So, like, it was a race on his own. Leclerc was just, he cruised to a win. And what a win it was.
What an easy win. All the safety cars, all the restarts, he was always in control.
Speaking of safety cars.
I know.
I'm so happy they put that new rule about the parallels, man.
Yeah. Verstappen, he does this thing where he has to come on your side and push you. But then they were like, you can't do that.
Such a bully,
You have to stay behind. And today he actually did.
I'm always for the guys always getting bullied, and Verstappen is a bully, bro. These guys need to hold you back.
It's not bullying, it's tactics.
No, there's no tactics there. That's just bullying someone.
I feel like if there's no rule, loopholes are always going to be explored.
That's true. So
it's a tactic.
But that's what makes Formula One interesting, don't you think so?
Yeah, it makes Formula One interesting.
Yeah, that was really cool. And apart from that, there was some amazing drives for some drivers on the grid. Alex Albon, shout out to Alex Albon.
Wow, P10 in our Williams.
And apart from the result doesn't really emphasize how good his drive was. Mans was on hard tires for 57 laps.
Of the race. At the end of the race, I was like, guy, is this guy really not going to pit? And I think you're disqualified if you don't pit.
Yeah, because you have to use 2 different compounds of tire during the dry races.
Yeah.
And what was most amazing about his tire management was the fact that he was keeping up with the McLarens on 45 old tires.
Yeah.
The McLarens were much newer tires. They had, Daniel Ricciardo in front of him had DRS, but he was still able to keep up with them. He just had to pit at the end, and he was lucky enough to get a point.
What a strategy, though!
That was an amazing race from Alex Albon.
And the fact that the tires can hold on for that long.
That's a really good thing, because last year we had drivers all over the grid complaining about how these tires, they have no faith in them. They really, the cliff they have when they drop off, and it was really drastic. So good to see that if you have a good drive, it rewards good driving, which is what we want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Less about the car, more about the driver.
Although I kind of like when tires drop off a lot, because you have many stops, like 2-3 stop races. This was like basically a 1-stop race.
It was actually a 1-stop race.
Yeah.
But you see even the difference in the tire degradation across all the teams. Ferrari in front had no problem.
Yeah.
Leclerc was there's no time he ever complained about his tires. His only concern was about the fastest lap towards the end.
Actually, it's Red Bull that struggled.
Red Bull really struggled.
They came, even their first stop was really early. Max was complaining. Yeah.
And the thing about that track is there are very many right-handers. It's like going around in a circle. So you find that the wear was mostly on the left front tire because of it was loading the tire a lot.
You see Alonso's left front tire. so worn out and
It was
just
so bad. That was so sad for him.
Alonso was so quick this weekend.
And he just missed out on qualifying, probably front row.
Yeah.
He had the fastest middle sector.
Been top 4.
Had the fastest middle sector of all.
Yeah.
So it could have been an amazing race for him.
Yeah.
And it was just,
the car failed him.
They just need to put things together. I feel like Alpine is in a really good place.
Alpine is in a really, really good place.
And apart from that, something I'm really happy to see, teams are actually improving.
Yeah.
Teams are actually improving.
Yeah, like there's an upward trend for some teams like Mercedes, McLaren as well. McLaren reached Q3 for the first time this year. And they actually both finished in the points. And not just amazing. In the points, but high in the points.
That was an amazing race.
Yeah, so...
And I'm not saying we told you so, but are you seeing how steep the learning curve is? One weekend you're not in the points, and next weekend you're making it to Q3.
Yeah.
It's just going to add to the spice of the season. That's McLaren improving. Mercedes had a really good race.
They had a good race.
By this season standards.
By this season standards. Like fifth and sixth in quali, I think.
Yeah.
And then third and fourth in the race.
Yeah.
Which is not bad at all. And I think it's just going to show that reliability is a huge factor.
It's a really big thing this
season.
Like
you have to have performance and reliability as well. Because now look at Red Bull. Yeah. They're on the back foot, not because they're not fast, but because they're not finishing races. This is like second out of third race.
Shout out to Mercedes for being second in constructors.
I know. And George Russell for being second in constructors.
That's an amazing drive from him.
If you look at the standings, they don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. If you watch the race, you would not think that this is how the standings will pan out.
Yeah.
But that's how it is right now.
Right now it's Leclerc and then Russell.
Yeah.
And then it's Ferrari, Mercedes. It makes no sense.
And like talking about the reliability, you start to wonder because of course right now Mercedes are in a slump, and it's always been Mercedes against Red Bull. So those are like the two guys who are always fighting with each other.
Yeah.
And Ferrari has come from nowhere and is walking away right now. And you start to wonder the fact that Red Bull have a faster race car right now.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll regret it later in the season? The fact that they didn't take advantage and take all the points they could to get ahead of Mercedes when Mercedes was still struggling with their own car.
I mean, it's a compromise they had to make. You want performance, they had to compromise reliability. And like Christian Horner said, he'd rather have a fast and reliable car than a slow reliable car. Because the slow reliable car, he can try and make it reliable. So
I wonder if those words will come back to bite him
at
the end of the season.
Yeah, because they could be in trouble if Mercedes upgrades and improves and Mercedes got more points just from being reliable.
It could be the same thing that happened last season with Red Bull starting really strong at the beginning of the season, but they couldn't touch Mercedes towards the end.
Yeah.
And since Mercedes, from their track record, is really good at improving their car over the season, this could be like something that really comes to bite them later on. But it's entertaining racing for us, and we get to see like all ups and downs, people shouting. It's really fun. It's a really good
fun. But that means they are way behind now, and they have some catching up to do.
Third in constructors,
and Max is like fifth in
the constructors
drivers,
championship. Yeah,
despite being like the second fastest driver this season. So that's an amazing time. But it's a spice that you get with the new regulations. Yeah,
and we're really enjoying it.
Yeah, F1 is woof.
So now next race we are going to Europe.
We're going
Imola.
back to Europe, regular hours.
And we're going to Ferrari's home race.
Yeah, we're going to Imola. And Leclerc is so happy to be going to their home race first, like championship.
It couldn't
leader.
come at a better time.
Best time to come.
Where they can just carry momentum into the race.
Yeah.
And just carry on the really good form they're in.
Yeah.
It's looking really promising for Ferrari. In the beginning you wonder, this kind of gives me flashbacks of 2017 when halfway through the season Vettel was miles ahead.
2018 as well,
He was miles ahead of Hamilton, and just towards the end of the season started making mistakes. Hamilton just outdriving him.
Oh yeah.
Everybody remembers the German Grand Prix when he crashed out. Like I really hope for them that they're able to keep up this form. But something we need to remember, this is a 23 race season. We're only 3 races in. We have 20 more races.
To go.
There's so much room for teams to improve. There's so much room for Alpine to come and take the championship.
Yeah. We're But it's not over.
It's not over.
Just
It's
begun.
not over, and that's so exciting.
Yeah, but if I was to say, I'd say like Claire is looking like the favorite at the moment.
Yeah, he is. He's looking so
Things
good.
could change, but yeah.
We never know what's gonna happen, but that's the beauty of Formula One right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm also really looking forward to Europe. Today I had to wake up early, and I did not love it.
Yeah, so we're back to more normal.
Where did you watch the race today?
I watched the race at K1.
Oh, and how was it?
It was really good, really nice, huge screen, and good experience.
I heard you went for a trivia and you lost.
I.
The person who beat Beata in a trivia, please hit us up. I'd love to have you on the channel.
Who told you that?
I was told you lost. Somebody told me that you lost in a Formula One trivia.
Oh my god, I lost by 1 point.
A loss is a loss. Hamilton lost by 1 point last season.
Oh no.
Anyway, moving on swiftly. So next time we're really trying to figure out somewhere we can watch and have you guys come over, watch together, you know, as a community, because it's always better when you have it.
Watch it together. Even today, I mean, people watching it and people are like cheering for Max. When Max is out, people are cheering for that. So it's like so much competition.
That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. Yeah. So what one thing I'll ask for you guys, please write down in the comments places that you really like to go and watch Formula One. And you know, we can turn up there and see whether we can have a good time together. It will be really fun. It will be really fun. Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching our video.
Bye. See you in the next one.
Wait, tell them to comment and share and subscribe and like the video.
Bye guys.
Bye bye. Bye fun.